Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Altitude Sickness Podcast. I am Tony, and I'm being joined by Matthew and Drew. How are we all doing?
Doing good. Had a nice weekend. Not much going on.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Baseball's back,
Yeah,
and the USA won in hockey.
true.
It was a good Sunday morning.
Yeah, yeah. I had a very up and down weekend. Obviously, baseball was fun, but then I got hit with car problems. I have a tie rod issue, and I get to drop like $700 next weekend to fix it, but it's fine. I don't care. Baseball's here. That's all that matters. But yeah, USA won, so that's always fun. Always good stuff. I don't know when the Olympics ends. I have barely paid attention. So does it like end soon?
I think that was one of the last
That was like the
things.
last
I think
thing.
it's
I think
over.
there's much
Oh,
going on.
did we win it? I don't know how it works.
No, we got second.
Ah,
Norway got first, but that's because their major sports are
are all like all.
downhill skiing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's all winter stuff, right? Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well that's fun. Um, but yeah, like we said, baseball's back, so that's what really matters, honestly. So this was
Yeah.
the first weekend of spring training. The first game was on Friday, so I know I watched like the whole game. I don't know if you guys watched at least some of it. And it was
I
the
watched
only
as much of it as I could.
yeah.
Sorry.
Um, and it was the only game we could watch through the first four games as this is recorded. We could at least listen to the other two, like the two ones after that, and then today they just had nothing because there's no reason. They have no excuse. I don't know. Like
we,
I don't know.
we went through that
Right.
rant a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but so we'll just go through a few things about the games, just touch up on some stuff, just for the sake of it. For the future, we probably won't go too in depth, like as in depth, just because there's going to be way more games going on. But especially because this is first weekend of it, I feel like we should. So on Friday they started out as I think they always do. They play the Diamondbacks first because they share the same spring training facility. So they lost on Friday 3-2. It was a pretty good game overall. In terms of pitching, did you guys have anyone like specific you thought like excelled or didn't excel? I know who Drew's
Well,
going to say for not excelling, but
I mean, who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Everyone who pays attention to the Rockies would have guessed that, of course, Senzatella gives up a home run to none other than Nolan Arenado's first at bat
yeah,
as a Diamondback.
as a Diamondback,
And
yeah.
I think that is just a little nugget of the future of what those matchups are going to look like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Sean Sullivan had a very good game.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 strikeouts.
He
in
was
one inning.
he was pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sean Sullivan is pretty good. So
Juan Mejia picked up where he left off.
yeah, same thing. Yep. Luis Peralta also looked really good. His off speed looked like it broke like crazy. He like froze a left-handed pitcher on like 3 straight pitches. I was like, or left-handed hitter. And I was like, yeah, that's if he's pitching like that, he's like absolutely get him in this this bullpen today. Like that dude was insane. So overall, like the bullpen looked pretty good. I think the people that gave it up, like I don't have the notes in here, but the guys that gave up the most runs or whatever are usually the non-roster invites. That's not really what we're going to be talking about too much. It's not the non-roster invites. I don't really. It's not that I don't care about them, but it's that they're not really going to be my focus, just because they're not on the roster. I'm focusing more on who's going to be on the major league roster, who should we actually be looking at, or prospects that are close to it. And then for hitting, I'll point out Cole Carrig. He had a triple, had an RBI triple in that game. And he's looked pretty good just throughout spring so far. So I'm liking him. And he's the guy that can play like almost everywhere on the diamond. He's got the positional versatility, which is great. So
Yeah. A huge part of this game, too, which kind of happened when Cole Carrig hit his triple, is Jake McCarthy gets on base, immediately steals.
yeah, so
which is something that we're used to hearing the Rockies say, "Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this," and then nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
But they have made it a point that we're going to steal bags this year, and if we get thrown out, we get thrown out.
Yes. I have noticed big time so far in the spring. We have been very aggressive on the base paths, which is awesome. Like, absolutely need that. Like, I need that because it's just an extra thing in the game, especially because we have one of the fastest like average speed teams in the league because a lot of our guys are young. And we've got players, we've got obviously the Brenton Doyles, now the Jake McCarthys, who are like elite fast, elite speed. You've got the people like Jordan Beck, Ezekiel Tovar, Braxton Fulford. Funny enough, is like in the 94th percentile of sprint speed, which is insane as a backup catcher. But yeah, it's like we have overall like good speed, so we absolutely need to be using it. And so I'm really hoping they do that.
No Jacob Stallings on the roster really bumps that average up.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. But so that was it for Friday. Again, we lost, but wins and losses don't really matter. Though the wins do make it feel a little bit better.
Well, also, I mean, the guy who gave up the only other runs besides Senzatella had a 9 ERA last year in the minor leagues. So it's not like that's a moral win in my mind.
That's fair. Yeah. And as spring training goes on, like later on in spring training, you're gonna see like Senzatella or whoever the starter is gonna start going like 4 or 5 innings possibly. And then actual bullpen arms that will be in games will start like they're gonna be more like normal games as opposed to just Senzatella's out there for an inning and then it's random reliever 1, random reliever 2, and then nothing but non-roster invites for the 5th inning on. So, but going into Saturday, so speaking of when we like to see wins, so we actually won on Saturday, won 11-6. It was a pretty just like fun game to I wish to watch. Anyway, sorry. Overall, it was a good game to listen to. Yeah. Tanner Gordon looked very good. Apparently, he had 3 strikeouts. I'm sorry. I don't mean to just keep going to that.
He listened really good.
He sounded awesome. No. But he had 3 strikeouts, which if you're gonna get 3 strikeouts and only 1 inning of work, you're gonna like that. So that's absolutely good. What else you guys got for the pitchers, at least, in that game?
Jaden Hill sounded nasty.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was effective.
Yeah.
He was effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to you, Anthony, he certainly has potential, and he seems to be showing it.
I think he does have potential. I would say. And then Gabe Hughes also. He had 2 innings, so this is a guy who is gonna probably. I'm thinking he's going to be a later season call-up to be a rotation spot. And that's fully just dependent on like injury or if we trade someone type of thing. And so because I think Gabe Hughes just fits way better as a starter. I don't think he's going to be a reliever. I think he's a starter. He had 2 strikeouts and 2 innings of work, which was good. And then on the offensive side, Brenton Doyle had a day on Saturday. Went 3 for 3. He had 2 doubles with 3 RBIs and a run scored. I mean, that's absolutely awesome to see because in the biggest way possible for him and for everyone, we all are rooting for a Doyle bounce back like there's no tomorrow. So I would love that. I'd love to see that, and hopefully that starts here with spring training.
Yeah. This is the beginning of my streak of ice cold takes. As Amador has the first home run of the Rockies spring training.
As everyone could have guessed. As everyone could have guessed.
And then the first game, Brian Ritter went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And then an error that hop.
It was bad hop that went off the pitcher's glove or something. Yeah. Like it wasn't.
Don't fully blame him blame him for that. But he was 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and then as we get on to the later games, I'll get into more of that. So my ice cold takes for are true again.
Though on Saturday, Ryan Ritter did go 2 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. So, like, he did have a good day that day. And 2 runs scored, too, which I think is... Runs scored is usually an overlooked stat, but I think it's, that means you were on base. So, I always think runs scored is a good stat to indicate that you're still a big part of the offense. So, then going into Sunday against the Rangers...
Hold on.
What?
Condon got 2 hits.
Oh, did he? I didn't write it down. So
he had 2 hits in the second game of the season. So potential. I don't know if I'm 100% bought into that, but I think there's the chance of him making the opening day roster has increased.
Yeah,
since before spring training.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Like, it's hard to say now, obviously. And I think a big thing what they're doing with him is that the coaching staff is not locking him down to first base. He's been playing in the outfield again, which I'm kind of shocked by, but also I'm in favor of it. If his bat can develop fine to the major leagues, get him on the roster in any way he can. Like, I don't care if he's locked down at first base. Like, get him anywhere. And so on Saturday he was playing right field. So that's what we like to see. I don't know if you mentioned that. He also had a walk on that day too. So always good to see walks. Rockies need to walk more. So, but so that was good. Does anyone else have anything else on the Saturday game?
On Saturday, no.
Okay, going to Sunday. That is not Sunday. What are we doing? I don't like ESPN. Okay. All right, Sunday versus the Rangers. They lost 9-5. Fine. Again, that was a lot of, it was kind of a back and forth battle, I think, for the most part going into the game. And then as the game went on, I think, later on there was in the 6th inning, there were 2 runs scored from Texas. There were 3 runs in the 5th. And I don't know if that was I'm looking at it here. Yeah, there were 5 runs scored on... Who are you? Sorry, hold on. I'm looking at this. Parker Mashinsky? I'm assuming a non-roster invite. I've never heard of this man. He allowed 5 runs in 2/3 of an innings. So that's pretty not ideal. So... He has a 9 whip. But so, again, it was pretty close, a pretty even match up until non-roster invite bullpen guys came in. And so early in the game, what do we have? So Herget looked decent. I think he had a strikeout in an inning pitch, so pretty solid. Victor Vodnik, not as ideal. I think he walked the leadoff man and then allowed a single or something. And then sometimes that's just how Vodnik goes. He's a bit wild sometimes, and so hopefully that's a first game of the year, just pitching, coming back, he can settle down a little bit. And then he's also going to go pitch in the WBC too, so he's going to have higher leverage innings as well. So hopefully he can learn from that and get better. Let's see what else we had. Bernardino, the new guy that we got from the Red Sox. Yeah, we traded. It was a minor leaguer, Braden Ward. Traded Braden Ward for Bernardino. He walked a guy but had a strikeout in an inning, so overall not too bad. And then hitting wise, what did we do? My King Jordan Beck went 2 for 3. Had 2 doubles. One of them, in all fairness, was a Sun double where he hit it in the air and they just lost it. Double in the scorebook, line drive in the scorebook, don't care. I don't care what your expected stats say. That's a double. That's all that matters. Also had a run scored because Kyle Karros drove him in, part of his 3-hit day where he had 2 runs scored and RBI as well. And then Zach Veen broke into spring training 1 for 3 with an RBI as well. So, gotta love that.
Very excited for Kyle Karros.
Yeah.
I hope that he excels this year and becomes the staple.
I don't know if you guys saw the interview. He had an interview with just post-game stuff, and he's determined to be the next great third baseman in Colorado. So like,
Good.
I love that. I'm hoping the best for him. His just a big thing again is his bat just needs to translate a little bit because he's got the glove. Like his glove, he's a major league glove. It's just that bat's got to translate. And obviously last year, rookie year, getting kind of thrown in there when McMahon was traded. You got to just fill up shoes that you weren't necessarily expected to. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we like that for sure. Checking, seeing if there's anything else. Doesn't really look like it. Sterling Thompson had a hit and an RBI. I like Sterling Thompson. He's going to be, I think, another later season call up, and he's a guy that can kind of play like a bunch of positions. So I know he's been an outfielder for most of his career, but he can play in the infield. So I like his versatility. So I see him as a little bit worse defensive Cole Carrig. So they're very similar players. Just Cole Carrick's a little bit younger. But Sterling Thompson, I think, is a lot. His bat is has progressed more than Cole Carrick. So I'm expecting him to be up at the major league level at some point this year, and I'm excited for that. So, does anyone else have anything on that game against the Rangers? Nope. And then going into the final day today, as we're recording this, on Monday against the White Sox. We won. We beat them 1-0. 1-0. What? I read the 1 inning. We beat them 5-4. Sorry. This was Michael Lorenzen's first time pitching in Rockies purple. I almost said blue. I don't know. Rockies purple. And he did pretty solid. Let's see. He had an inning with 1 strikeout. He did allow a hit. Which does that mean, Matthew? You mentioned that it was the first hit, like on the first pitch. So he allowed a hit on the first pitch he threw. Welcome to the Rockies. That's how it goes. But he got out of it, so all good, all good. Feltner had a little bit rougher of a time today. Inning pitched with 2 hits and an earned run. Did strike a guy out, but so that's unfortunate. A big note here for pitching was Keegan Thompson, guy we claimed off waivers earlier this year. He pitched 2 innings and had 3 strikeouts, allowed a hit, but again, if you allow hits, you got to be able to strike people out and wiggle out of it, and he did that. He did just that. So he's going to be another bullpen guy, but he's a swing man, so he can start if he needs to. And I like him throwing 2 innings there, so I see him as kind of like a bulk reliever at times. So I like that a lot. Let's see what else we got here. Tovar today, 1 for 3. Gotta like that. He had a run scored. No strikeouts. I think that's going to be a huge thing for Tovar this year that I'm watching for. He needs to cut down on those strikeouts. He cut down a decent amount last year in the time that he played from his 2024 self, where he struck out like 30% of the time. And so I just want him to keep eating at that strikeout rate and get it down a little bit, so he could just stay as productive as he can. Willie Castro popped off today, though. He went 2 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI, and I think he had a double. Yeah, he had a double too. So I've liked that signing from the outset. I think it's a good. It's just a better signing, like a better version of the Thairo Estrada signing from last year. I think just Willie Castro is a more well-rounded player than Thairo is. And so I like his versatility a lot more because he can play the outfield if we need him to. And I like that. And then we had Cole Carrig go 1 for 1 with a double. He filled in later in the game and, just went in, got a double, hit an RBI too. So we like that. Excuse me. And then do you want to go good or bad first here for hitters?
Let's just go good. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I think we got it. So, the big thing that happened at the end of the game, it was tied 4-4 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. And none other than the man himself, Zach Veen, steps up to the plate, which luckily we got the video for, like on, social media. They had the video for. No sound though, by the way. Which
so irritating.
Yeah.
It bugs me way more than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I wish I could hear.
I want to hear that bat. I want to hear it off
Yep.
the bat, dude. Because he hit it like I don't know how hard it was, but he hit it like 106, or maybe not that hard, but it was like over 100 mile an hour. It was like 460 or something like that.
Yep.
Walk off home run, absolutely awesome. I love to see that. Just man, I need that. We need that version of Veen so bad, dude. Like
what's even better about it is he's not out there flinging his bat
he's not.
everywhere, not making weird gestures. He's just
He's more calm and collected.
He went out, he hit the home run, and he went and celebrated with his teammates.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's the Rockies, as we know, are they're not the ownership. They're not fans of the antics.
Yeah.
And so his switch up this year and how he's been performing so far is another person that in the last week, before spring training started and before the whole story about him came out, I was like, he's not going to make the roster. He's not going to make the 40 man. That was already my assumption.
Yeah.
But since in the last 2 weeks, he has completely flipped that around, and the outfield is super crowded. But I think if he keeps performing, if he at least stays steady throughout spring training, I think that's really important. If he stays consistent, then he's going to make the opening day roster.
I think he has a good chance to. Yes, I believe so. Because I think so as well. I would agree. But yeah. Can
I talk about the bad too?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
So we're adding on to the ice cold takes. Ritter in left field, which was out of left field. Didn't expect that to happen, but he had 3 strikeouts today. Yeah. Not a good look.
Yeah.
Spring training, we got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, 3 strikeouts.
That's tough.
I mean, and then he also struck out in the first game, and we know this regime does not like batters striking out. That's makes sense with the people they've signed so far.
Yeah.
Guys that don't strike out.
They're trying to get away from that. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So not good for Ryan Ritter, but I still believe. I'm still a believer.
Yeah. It's fair.
So yeah.
A note on you mentioning him playing right field. That's been a big thing with what Warren Schaefer is doing. Is he wants it to be known that he wants players that are not already solidified in a position to be able to play multiple positions. Even if you're not, Gold Glove at both, the ability to play multiple positions is huge for this team. I think the only 3 players that we are going to say this year only play one position. It will be Hunter Goodman, it will be Ezekiel Tovar, and it will be Brenton Doyle. It'll be the 3 up the middle. I think that just makes sense. You're not going to move Doyle. If you have Doyle in the game, he's going to be playing center. If you have Tovar in the game, he's going to be playing shortstop. And if you have Hunter Goodman in the game, he's either going to be DHing, which I don't count as a position, or catching. He's not going to be in the outfield. His outfield days, I think, are over. Thank God, because I do not think he was a great outfielder. I mean, if you take one look at him, you're not going to be like, yeah, that's an outfielder. He's not built like an outfielder that can conquer cores. And so I'm fine with him sticking behind the plate, where he progressed a lot last year. So, and hopefully with another year as the starting catcher, he can, progress further and become better catching wise.
I think another to add on to that, your first point with people playing multiple positions, the Rockies have been riddled with injuries over the last few years, pitching and position players. So even getting guys familiar with another position, we're able to not just bring someone up from AAA because we need them to fill that spot. Instead, we can go with, like, for example, if like 4 people in the outfield get hurt, which would be the case in which Ryan Ritter would play the outfield. Mm-hmm. At least he has some experience or practice in it this spring training.
Exactly.
So I think that it works really well because we know the Rockies don't have a lot of depth.
Mm-hmm.
And so just throwing dudes in weird positions and seeing if it works is I like it a lot.
Yeah. Another note on that, just real quick too, like Jordan Beck was the starting left fielder, is probably going to be the starting left fielder this year, has only played in right field so far in spring training. So like, and I think it's just a matter of they want you to be able to play both positions. They want you, because at this point it's just a matter of, we're going to get you out there to hit. Like if you're going to hit, you need to play somewhere. Get used to like everywhere. And obviously only a few people are going to be able to do both infield, outfield type of thing. Like that's the Willie Castros, that's the Tyler Freemans. Like those guys can play both areas, but not everybody. But I also think that one player that's probably stuck at one position is Amador. I do not think you're going to want him anywhere else except second. He does not have a strong enough arm to play third. He's obviously not going to play an outfield spot, and he is like 5'10", so he's not going to be the first baseman. So I think he's stuck at second, just because I think that that's where he's going to naturally play best. So he's another guy that's going to be there, but it's just, yeah. So I would say, like, overall, first weekend of spring training, how are we feeling?
Good.
Yeah,
Happy.
I would say so. I don't really think, can't really complain about, like, again, the record doesn't matter. The stats overall really don't matter too much. But like, I mean, the juice, the pump of feeling that I felt after seeing the text from you, Drew, or whoever it was, when Zach Veen hit a walk-off home run, because I was at the gym while I was like not paying attention, because I was like, oh, the game's probably over by now. I don't know, because I couldn't watch it. And then I saw that, and I was like, no way, that is awesome.
Yeah,
like that's the stuff.
Outside of Ritter, for me, everyone, and I guess Vodnik so far, but he's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Everyone has performed well that needed to perform well.
Yeah.
Like, we're not seeing I'm not super worried about really anybody besides Ritter at the moment. Like, Vodnik, I'm not worried about at all. But Ritter's the only person I'm worried about because, of course, Senzatella gave us exactly what we expected. So.
Yeah. I would agree. What about you, Matthew? Got anything?
No, I was just excited. Happy to see some of the newer guys that we've signed play well.
Yeah.
Or play decently, at least so far.
So it's always a nice feeling to have, like, instant, like gratification of like, you sign a player or you trade for a player and they're instantly playing well, as opposed to how it's just felt for the last like 5 years of this team, where any move they make just goes instantly wrong. So like,
yeah.
And so hopefully a lot of them don't just keep it up and stay healthy. For the love of God, stay healthy. Which we'll get into injuries a little bit later in the episode. But if we got nothing else on the start of spring training for the Rockies, talk a little bit about the start of spring training, like, for every team. So ABS, that's the big thing. That's the hot topic right now. That's the big thing. So ABS, what is it? Just automatic ball strike system or something like that. Like, that's what it stands for. It's been, it's a thing that's been in the minor leagues for like the last 2 years, I want to say. Like, it's been down there for a while.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years, I think.
Yeah. They did the same thing with the pitch clock system. It was down in the minor leagues first, and then they brought it up to the major leagues just to like see how that worked, and it transitioned. I think perfectly with the pitch clock. Like, I mean, I am a massive fan of the pitch clock. I wasn't like positive or negative with it. I was pretty indifferent when it got added. And then when it happened, it was like, dude, it is so much nicer to have games go, because all it does is cuts out the just nothing that baseball had for its entire history. And so,
yeah,
the one thing that I know that people might complain about the ABS is that it's adding some of that back a little bit. But again, like, the whole goal of it is to have a call either correctly called, whichever way, whether it's overturned or not, to have it called correctly and happen within 10 to 15 seconds. And, like, that's totally fine. I like the way that it pulls up on the big board, too, like, at the stadium, so all the fans can look and see and, like, cheer or boo or whatever. Like, I like that, too. I think that gets the fans more involved, which I think is good. That's a big thing. And so I'm just a huge fan of ABS. I think it is a good idea. I'm kind of shocked it took them this long to get to it. But I think it's good. I do not think... And then I do not think this is going to lead to robo-umps in the future. I do not think this is going to lead to human umpires being phased out. I do not think that's going to happen. I know that that's how, like, some older people might be seeing this as, like, old heads in baseball might be seeing this as that. I do not think that that's what this is going to cause. So,
no.
I think only having 2 in a game, like, you use it, and if you're wrong, you lose it. That restricts teams from overusing it and abusing it.
Yeah,
so I think it's at a really good spot right now because I don't think 1 is enough, but I also think 3 might be a little too much.
I think I think two is the
number.
perfect number. I think 2 is the perfect number, and then again the way that they do it, where you get it right, you keep it, you don't, you lose it. I think works perfectly. The Rockies got pretty, like, decimated on Friday. Gabriela Moreno for the Diamondbacks. I mean, he destroyed us with it. I mean, I think
that's a catcher that knows his zone.
He used it like 5 times, and 4 of the times got the call reversed to be a strike on hitters. And the Rockies ended up striking out, like, looking like 4 times in that game because of stuff like that. Like, that is a weapon, and I think that is absolutely key. I think a trend that you're seeing around the major leagues, is that catchers are the ones doing it. You don't let the pitchers do it because the pitcher doesn't have a great angle of it, and of course they're going to want to check it because of course they're going to think it's a strike. So
I think pitchers have a bit more of an ego.
Yes, I would agree.
Catchers do.
And so I definitely think when it comes to that, I think the catcher should absolutely have priority. Now, if it's like a young catcher and an old pitcher, who knows? But also the young catcher has way more experience with it in the minor leagues than the old pitcher does. I know that there was
pitchers just no.
I think earlier this offseason, or maybe last year or something, there was a take from former Dodgers pitcher Walker Buehler, where he was very anti-ABS system, saying that older pitchers should have the ability to steal strikes. And it's like, that is what an awful take. Like, that's such a bad take. Like, I do not think because you're an older pitcher, I do not think that you should be allowed to just get more strikes than, like, a younger pitcher does. That's not how it works. So yeah, I don't know. Like, that's all I've got to say on that. I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I think ABS is good. I think that's the only rule change that's happening going into 26, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a little bit of check real quick. I want to make sure. I don't think there's many. I think it's only the ABS thing.
I think it's the only one of note.
Oh, well, I mean, this is a huge one. Coaches have to, third and first base coaches have to stay within their box.
Oh. Yeah, that's going to get broken.
That's game breaking.
A million times.
Yeah, I'm looking at this thing right now, like the graphic that it shows in the article, and like the little dots, they have like dots for where the coaches are, and they're so far outside of the box, it's actually hilarious. There is only one dot in the first base box, and everyone else is out of it. I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why they're just not in the box. Maybe I think they just need to make the box bigger. I don't understand the forcing them to just be confined in it. It doesn't do anything, but okay. That's funny. So I guess that's the other big change. Expect that to change many outcomes of Rockies games.
Maybe one foul ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guarantee you the first base coach that was in the box, though, was Ron Gideon last year. I guarantee you. That guy, yeah, he's a stalwart. He knew what he was doing. Oh, that's funny. But other than that, I don't think there was any other changes. So Now we get to talk about not fun stuff. So the injuries. There are quite a few injuries. I mean, there's always going to be injuries, no matter what. That's the one thing you can account for every baseball season is that there will be injuries. And so this year, and this is a few days into spring training. There's already what 2, 4, 6, like 7 people that are hurt or down or dealing with something. Not to mention, again, Jeff Criswell and Chris Bryant, who are already on the injured list. And so we'll go through these really quick. So McCade Brown, the starting pitcher last year that got called up from Double-A, was not ready, should not have been called up, but that kind of was a panic move out of necessity. He's dealing with the shoulder thing, but progressing back. So these first guys they're all progressing back. Kyle Freeland is dealing with, I think, just a back problem, which I think he's dealt with I don't know if it was last year or it was 24, but he dealt with a back problem at some point, and so it might just be sore, just coming back, trying to ramp up a little too much, so he could just take it a little bit easier.
At least it's not blisters.
Yeah,
this time.
That's what he always deals with. That's it. That was the thing. It was always blisters. That's it. Yeah. So hopefully he could keep his hands, I don't know, moist. I don't know how you stop blisters, but stop gripping the baseball so hard or whatever. I don't know.
You really can't.
I don't know.
Well, he doesn't throw hard enough to grip it that hard.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how he does it. And then this guy, that 2 people that I didn't forget about, but it was like for the first few days I was like, where are they? Was Tyler Freeman and Mickey Moniak. Neither of them have been in any lineups so far. Freeman dealing with a little bit of a back thing, and then Moniak with an oblique. But I do believe that they're like progressing to where they could probably start, hopefully, with this week. Because like Moniak, I think right now that's another dude that I'm really excited for this next season, because I want to see him build off of what he did last year and just continue to grow. I think he's like he had a good quote earlier this week about like just the feeling of the locker room and stuff. Oh man, I'm looking for it on. Oh man, I should have had this pulled up. This is bad work on my part.
While I can go while
keep going. Yeah,
look up. I know Freeman is day to day, and he was doing infield work only. So he's pretty close to coming back. He won't be gone very long.
Yeah.
And Mickey Moniak was taking BP today.
Okay.
So both not very severe. They'll be back very soon.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Kyle. I think Kyle Freeland's also day-to-day technically, but I think he has the worst one of the 3, I guess, just because he's a pitcher.
I found
McCade Brown is a little more. I don't think he's day-to-day, but I think he's more of a week-to-week. Like we'll see him at the end of spring training. Yeah,
I found the Moniak quote. So it was talking about just last year and seeing the shift in mentality. He says something about how this year, it's gone from, compared to last year, it's gone from we're happy to be here to okay, it's time to win. Like that is like we absolutely need that type of like mentality, and I think a lot of that, honestly, that comes from Warren Schaefer. I think Warren Schaefer really is pumping it into these guys, telling them, hey, you are not just here because we have a roster spot open for you. You need to compete. You need to battle to stay here, and we are here to actually win. We're here to actually compete this year and try and just have a better year than last year. And again, obviously, we're going to probably lose 100 games, but I don't care. Like that, anything is better than last year. You cannot just be content with where you are, which it felt like a lot of the time was last year. And so this year, full year with Warren Schaefer at the helm, I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. A few other injuries. I think his name's Brian Castillo. He's just shut down with a lat strain, and so kind of need that to pitch because he's a pitcher. So, Jared Thomas, this stinks. This was a guy I think I said at the beginning of like when we were talking about the rosters a few weeks ago. Like this was a guy that I was looking forward to watching. Jared Thomas. He's dealing with he's had hamate surgery, the hamate bone. it's been a thing around baseball. Players just getting this
popular.
hamate bone injury. And so
Very popular this
it's
year.
very weird. So he had to have surgery with that. So I'm assuming he's going to be shut down all of spring training probably. Depending on when he had the surgery. I don't know when he did. But if it was like recently, he's definitely shut down for a while, which really stinks. And then this one really stinks too. Pearson Ole, part of the trade we got from Minnesota with Edward Julian. But Pearson Ole gets shut down and will undergo Tommy John surgery. That is tough. Because this was another guy that I was actually really looking forward to because I think he's got some good underlying metrics and some good stuff. And so hopefully he can just, get healthy for next year, I guess, because that's what he's going to be. But what's nice about Pearson Ole is we have control of him through like 2032. We've got control with him for a while. And so I'm pretty happy. Like, if you're going to get Tommy John surgery, like, be now, so it's not going to be during when, like, he's going to be having a walk year or trying to get paid the big bucks. And so hopefully he can just come back healthy for next year and wish him all the luck. So those stink. Injuries always suck, but it's part of baseball.
With the hamate surgery, I've never heard of this before this year.
Uh-huh.
But it's about like a 6-week timeline for recovery. But the people that have also gotten this surgery, some notable people already this year, are Francisco Lindor, Corbin Carroll, and Jackson Holliday.
Yeah,
it's just so odd to me that I've never heard of this surgery in my life. And there are 3 notable stars that have gotten it in this calendar year.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is just possibly the way that they hold the bat, or the way that the knob of the bat is shaped to where it's going into the hand a little bit. Something that is of note, I don't know. This could totally be just no clue if this is correlation. All 3 of those guys at least kind of hit from the left side, because Jackson Holliday and Corbin Carroll are both lefties, and Francisco Lindor is a switch hitter. And I believe Jared Thomas is also a left-handed hitter. Yes, he's a left-handed hitter. So that could totally just be coincidence, but it could be the way that they're just holding the bat, because you know how lefties and righties get out of the box. It is slightly different. The way that you hit and everything is slightly different, and so that could be something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. So I didn't know the hamate was a thing until like 3 weeks ago. So I don't know. But yeah, other than that, like, we got those injuries out of the way. Hopefully not as many happen. Hopefully the guys that are injured can come back throughout the spring and get healthy. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of all I've got. I don't know what else really happened too much. I don't think much happened like crazy outside of this news. You guys have anything?
Nope. No. I'm just excited for Dollander to get a shot.
Yep.
Here soon. I'm sure he will.
Dollander, I think, pitches tomorrow, I want to say. As we're recording this, he pitches tomorrow. So.
And it's a game we get to watch. I'm going to be helping someone move, so I'm literally going to have it on my phone while I'm moving, whatever.
That's fair. I will be watching it. So, yeah. It's nice when games get cast, when you can see the game. It's very nice. Is it Rockies? Hopefully. What was that, Matthew? Sorry.
It's Rockies TV.
It is on Rockies TV? Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it'll be. I don't know if it's going to be Drew Goodman in them, or
if it'll be the same.
If it's going to be
Jack Corrigan.
I think it's simulcast. Because I think that only like 2 games are Drew.
Yeah, they only have a few.
It's the WBC game and then the last game of spring training.
That makes sense. Oh, dude, I keep forgetting we play the WBC. I keep forgetting we're playing Team USA. Oh, we're gonna get destroyed.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun
to watch.
It'll be fun. It'll be
Maybe
fun to
Zach
watch.
Benegal.
It'll be fun to watch Aaron Judge just go yard off of Antonio Senzatella's meatball, and then
Yes, please. I actually want Senzatella to play that game. I want to see.
imagine he
wanna
shoves.
see
Imagine
Team
it's
USA.
like 3 scoreless innings against the best roster like ever assembled of USA players.
Those balls batted will be the hardest balls batted of all time.
Dude, I would
the
be
average
if I was
exit velo is going to be 103.
if I was Kyle Karros, I would be scared out of my mind because those things are gonna be hot off the bat.
It's true. Shoot. Oh, I really want, like, I don't usually want Senzatella to pitch, but I want him to pitch for that game.
I think it would be
think
pretty
that
funny.
would be so much.
Well,
Now-
because
okay, now, sorry, go ahead.
But like, here's another thing: is it's scary because, like, yeah, sure, it might be funny if Senzatella does, but then also, do you want like a young guy to go in there and see what it's like? I don't know if you want, Chase Dollander to just get his hopes and dreams crushed.
Just throw Kyle Freeland in there.
Kyle Freeland, I bet he'll want to. I bet he'll want to go in there and do it. So,
Okay, sorry. Now that we're talking about WBC, I'm a little irritated
okay.
because I'm a self-proclaimed patriot
Okay.
and I love my country.
Yeah.
Tarek Skubal,
Oh, I forgot about this, yeah.
I'm out. He's only going to pitch against one of the worst teams in the WBC, and then he's just out.
So,
This
I don't
insurance
care.
crap
I don't
is
care
so-
what his excuse is. I do not care.
so it's
you're in, or you're out.
yeah.
Do you
so-
want to win gold, or whatever they win? I don't know. It's the World Baseball Classic.
I think it's
Do
just
you
like
want to be
trophy
on a
in general.
championship team or not?
So it's not an insurance thing. I think a lot of this has to do with he wants a normal regular season. I combined 2 words. He wants a normal regular season. And so because this is his walk year, so he'll be a free agent after this year. And so I think that's a huge reason why. Because, dude, this is worst case scenario. If he blows out his UCL in the World Baseball Classic in his walk year, he's going to be down for the next year. He'll then probably have to just sign a qualifying offer with the Tigers. And then you're never the same pitcher again after you have Tommy John. Sometimes they recover, but they don't sometimes. And so he would be risking a lot. I do think, yeah, if you're not gonna pitch in the full championship, I don't think you should be on the roster. I think you should not be taking up a full roster spot. But I understand why he doesn't want to, because he at that point is possibly risking hundreds of millions of dollars.
I mean, he's risking it pitching the one game too. Like
yes, but that's
he's
one
risking it in spring training.
But that's one game. It's one game over like 4 games that he would have to start. It's different innings. It's different types of innings from spring training to the World Baseball Classic. Spring training is low leverage, doesn't matter. It's literally just warming up. Whereas spring training, those are much higher leverage, high volume innings where it's high stress. So
you're out there. You're pitching playoff baseball without, like, just straight from the off season.
Yes.
And that's why
I can imagine. It's interesting. I don't know but like, would that be changed if World Baseball Classic was like middle of the season?
What do you mean? Like, would he not go?
I think there would be more opt-outs in the middle of the season then.
It's hard to say. I have no clue. Like, I know when the I guess we'll find out kind of how that is when the Summer Olympics happen in 2 years, because baseball will be in the Summer Olympics, I believe, and that's going to be in the middle of the year. That'll be in the summer. So we'll see how, like, opt-outs work then, like if people don't want to compete in that. Because I know in the past, major leaguers usually don't. But we'll just have to see.
That's why Paul Skeens is the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that Paul Skeens is a better pitcher than... I mean, that's like, Skubal will probably get. I will not be shocked if he gets a $400 million contract. Paul Skeens is probably going to get a $600 million contract, which is just absolutely insane.
He's going to join the NL West.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah, he will be pitching for those Los Angeles Dodgers, alongside probably Tarek Skubal, and when they trade for Aaron Judge, and it just will not matter. And our rinky-dink squad of Michael Lorenzen and Sagano and Brenton Doyle and Mickey Moniak will go in there and just get absolutely obliterated every week. I don't think the Dodgers are going to stop until their roster just is the WBC roster. So I think that's just what they're going to do. And so, and then our roster will be more on par with, Croatia or something like that. And then it doesn't matter. Anyway, WBC rant over.
Yeah.
That was a good ending segment, I think, for the talk. But yeah, no, super excited. Baseball's back. It makes things so much. I'm so much happier, and I'm gonna be so much not happier once the season starts, when games actually matter. But we'll have to see. It's so weird, because I think this might be, in terms of like what I see on like Twitter, like Rockies Twitter and stuff, this might be the most hype a team's fan base has ever been for a team that is most certainly losing 100 games. It seems like a lot of people are really excited for this year, are really hyped for this. I am, and so I'm excited, and I think that things should hopefully be good. So, but do we have anything else to talk about? Anything else that we want to talk about?
See you next week.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. And as always, go Rockies, and we will catch you in the next one. All right. Bye.